In this video, I'm going to tell you how you can transform your physique in the next 3 months. Because on the day that this is getting uploaded, the first day of spring was yesterday, meaning that summer is exactly 3 months away. You know what that means? That means that it's time to get that summer transformation started. It's time for you to get right if you're in the off season. It's simply time for you to transform. But we're not going to do it in the conventional way. We're not going to do what the 99% tells you to do, because the 99%, they're going to tell you to cut calories. They're going to tell you to spend every day in the gym. They're going to tell you to spend all your time on a treadmill until you die. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to do something that's not only going to get you to transform for a season, for the summer, but also for your entire life. We're trying to elevate and then maintain. Simple as that. So what I'm going to give you is going to be the autistic step-by-step aesthetic blueprint. And what exactly is the aesthetic blueprint? Well, for one, aesthetic means athletic and aesthetic for those of y'all that are new here. That's right, Webster's Dictionary. Stay tuned. But what I'm pretty much going to do is I'm going to give you the blueprint. I'm going to pretty much just tell you what I did to craft my physique, play D1 football, and build my business. So just stay tuned. So like I said, we're trying to get a transformation that's not just going to allow us to look good and feel good and perform good for one season. We want to have a transformation that allows us to look good, feel good, and perform good for the rest of our lives. So we actually have to do something that's sustainable, something we can do for the rest of our lives. Simple as that. And the first thing that we got to go over, obviously, is going to be the training, because training, the way that you got to look at your transformation is that training is the stimulus for the growth. Training is not where the growth happens, but training is the stimulus. It sparks the growth. Simple as that. In the first place, we're going to start with sparking the growth is going to be with sprinting. And by the way, keep in mind, what I'm giving y'all is pretty much the blueprint that we followed when I was playing football. So y'all are getting some super duper secret sauce right here. Anyways, so the first thing is going to be sprinting. And the reason why it's sprinting is because it releases a whole bunch of HGH and it burns a whole bunch of fat and it makes us athletic as fuck. So let's break that down. Understand, when you sprint, full body movement. I'm talking hips, legs, arms, ankles, shoulders, core, glutes, literally just everything in your body gets involved. And that's when you get the most HGH release. And for those of y'all that don't already know what HGH is, that's what bodybuilders be injecting in themselves. That's what all the dudes on steroids want. It's human growth hormone. It makes you younger, gives you more energy, and of course, it grows more muscle. And that's what you get when you move a whole bunch of parts of your body at the same time. So that's what sprinting is going to get us. It's also going to get us athletic, that coordination, that quickness, that agility, that speed, of course. And it's also just going to shred fat because, like I said, HGH is getting activated. But on top of that, you're just doing an intense ass movement. So you're going to shred fat. And if you've ever seen sprinters, they got those lean ass athletic physiques. Now, how exactly do we do this? Now, I'm not trying to get you to go on the track and be running for like 5 days out of the week. No, you're going to destroy yourself that way, honestly. And then you won't be able to transform or have something sustainable. No, what you need to do is literally just sprint 2 times a week. And each sprint session is only going to take 30 to 45 minutes. Now, if you've seen the videos that I made recently about how to get athletic so fast that it's illegal, or if I had to get athletic, I'd do this. If you've seen those videos, you already know that when it comes to sprinting, I've already given y'all some sprint routines. What I want to focus on in this video is the warm-up specifically, because I haven't really touched on that too much. And what y'all need to understand is when it comes to sprinting, you don't just want to go straight into the movement. You don't just want to get out there and immediately start sprinting. No, you got to ease into it. You know, when you with a chick, you're not just going to immediately dive into the action. You gotta ease yourself into it. You get what I'm saying? So sprinting is no different. You got to warm up. And real quickly on the screen, I'm going to give you a warm up. And what this warm up is meant to do is just prep your body to go fast. The drills and whatnot are meant to mimic the movements you're going to do when you're sprinting. So that way you're not just going in cold and like it says, you're warming up so that you can warm up to the movement. Anyways, moving on to the next tenet of training, now that we got that out the way, is obviously going to be lifting. Lifting is another huge catalyst for growth. And the reason for this is simple. Because as always, HGH is going to be getting boosted. But on top of that, this is how we gain strength. This is how we really lock in those aesthetics. And it's also a way for us to boost our metabolism. So let's run through that whole spiel. So first off, with HGH, that's just going to get boosted because when you're doing hard, intense movements, and especially full body movements like what I'm going to be telling y'all about, that's how you boost HGH. On top of that too, obviously when you lift heavy as fuck, and that's how you get strong. From week to week, you progressively overload, either doing more reps or more weight than you did last week. I don't care what you say, that's the only way to get bigger, to get stronger, just to get better when it comes to the gym, is that you got to progressively overload. This is also going to enhance our aesthetics. You know, a lot of people think that like muscle comes from hitting the muscle a certain way. It literally just comes from progressive overload and getting stronger over time. And that's how you get aesthetic. That's how you get stronger. And then when I say metabolism, I'm saying that as you gain more muscle, as you just become more muscular, as you get stronger and you thus gain more muscle, your body takes more energy to sustain that muscle, meaning that your metabolism is going to be higher. So you're going to be burning more fat and you'll also be able to eat more food. So how exactly do we get all these benefits? Like I said, we're trying to transform by summer. And look, I don't want y'all living in the gym. If you go into the gym and start doing push-pull legs, you start doing a bro split, and you got to be in there 6 days a week, 5 days a week, it's just too much. For most people that don't like to be in the gym that much, you're going to be in the gym way too much. 5-6 days a week, you're going to eventually burn out and not want to go. Instead, you got to stick to something simple, something you can sustain, which is going to be full body lifts. With full body lifts, you're hitting every single muscle group in your body, so you don't have to go as often. 2 days a week, 3 days a week, that's literally all you need. The next tenet when it comes to lifting is you got to make sure you're going through that full range of motion. I'm talking ass to grass squats. I'm talking just like full, when you're doing raises, go all the way overhead. Don't just go a little bit right here. Go all the way through the full range of motion. That way you protect every part of your body. I'm talking joints, tendons, ligaments, and of course you strengthen your muscles. And another thing is that when you go through the full range of motion, you'll actually just unlock different parts of your body and develop new aesthetics that no one has seen before. Because understand, think about it. If you're just doing raises like this, going halfway out, you're going to build that part of the shoulder. But if you're going all the way, you're going to build the entire shoulder. You're going to get more aesthetic and thus more athletic. Now, how exactly do we do this? It's very simple. What we want to do is utilize heavy compound lifts as well as body weight movements. And the reason for this is simple. This is how you activate the most muscle groups at once. When you're benching, it's not just your chest getting activated. It's like triceps, shoulders, even a little bit of back. When you're squatting, it's more than just your legs getting activated. Obviously, it's your glutes, hamstrings, quads, but even a bit of your core and even a bit of your back too. It's like everything is getting involved with the heavy ass compound lifts. So you want to make sure that you're doing those stuff like power cleans, stuff like deadlifts, stuff like squats, stuff like bench press, big ass, heavy ass compound lifts. And then after that, make sure you're doing body weight movements, because it's the same deal. When you're doing pull-ups, you're not just working your back, you're working your back, your biceps, your shoulders, your core, literally everything. So make sure that you're doing those heavy compounds, make sure you're doing those body weight movements. Some good body weight movements obviously are like dips. It's going to be stuff like push-ups, it's going to be stuff like pull-ups, all that good stuff. You start incorporating that into your routine and also going heavy as fuck, and you will get athletic as fuck and transform. And like literally, when I tell y'all bar for bar, this is what we would do in football. 3 days a week of lifting, 2 days a week of sprinting. Trust me, that shit is gonna get you super right. And then there's a little added bonus to the training. I'll just throw in sports. Like if you want to get some free cardio and just have fun and have some skills in your back pocket, pick up a sport in order to transform your physique. Not only is it gonna lean you out, but you're also gonna gain a skill, you're gonna have fun, just a whole host of benefits. And how do you do that? Literally, pick up a fucking sport. Pick up a racket, go to your local park and start playing tennis. Pick up a ball and start playing basketball, or go to the gym and play basketball or something. Start boxing or doing MMA. Literally just do something, and just having that in your back pocket, having that skill, that's what creates a true 1% physique. And that's what actually will motivate you to want to transform your physique even more. Now next, moving on to the next category, is going to be the nutrition. And as we all know, when it comes to transforming your physique, look, you can cut calories all you want. You can be eating 500 calories a day. You can be in 1,000 calorie deficit. And look, it'll be cool. For a little bit, you're going to be losing weight. The weight's going to be flying off. But eventually, your metabolism is going to catch up. You're going to stop losing the weight. And what's actually going to happen is then your body's going to adjust by either crashing your metabolism, so that way now you can only eat like 1,000 calories a day, or it's going to make it so that way you gain back all the weight because you get hungry as fuck because you were fucking starving yourself. So look, we don't want to do that, and we don't have to do that. Instead, there's a way better solution, which is known as fasting. And when I say fasting, it doesn't mean that you're eating less food. It just means you're eating less often. It means you're eating the same amount you would eat in a day, whether that be 3, 4, 5 meals. You're just condensing it into a smaller, like 6 to 8 hour feeding window. And the reason for doing this is simple, is that when you fast, what actually happens is you go into this mini state of ketosis. For those of y'all that don't know what ketosis is, let's get a little scientific for a second. Ketosis is literally just when your body doesn't have glucose to run off of, it doesn't have any food to run off, so it starts tapping into the fat on your body for fuel, meaning that you're literally burning fat as fuel, and it powers your brain, it powers your body, it powers your muscles, and you're literally just burning off fat. So you go into this mini state of ketosis whenever you get past about 16 hours fasted. So that's why I say when you're intermittent fasting and doing the fasting and only eating like 6 or 8 hours at the day, that means you're spending 16 to 18 hours fasted, meaning you're spending all that time burning fat, which is going to make you way more lean, and you didn't have to cut any calories. And in order to do this, simply literally skip breakfast. So don't pick up none of the cereal, don't pick none of the oatmeal, don't pick up nothing, not even fruit in the morning, literally nothing in the morning. Just eat nothing. Eat your fucking thoughts and go get some work done, my nigga. And then after that, you want to just have your last meal around sunset. So whether that be 6, 7, 8 p.m. And that'll give you a feeding window of about 12 to 6, 7, 8 p.m. A 6 to 8 hour feeding window. And you're going to be Gucci. You're going to be hitting ketosis every day and burning that fat. Now, in order to actually fast successfully, obviously just give your body some time to adjust. But on top of that too, you also should try to use hunger buns, stuff like caffeine and nicotine. While I don't endorse the use of any drugs or stimulants, I will say they do stave off hunger, and you can use them to get work done early in the morning. On top of that too, drinking stuff like sparkling water, and even just drinking water, is going to be something on your palate, so you're just not going to be as hungry. So those are a few ways that you can blunt hunger and get through the fasting until it just becomes second nature. Oh yeah, it's a good video. Now obviously the next thing we got to focus on when it comes to transforming by the end of the summer in the next 3 months is look, you got to cut out the toxicity. You got to eliminate the toxicity. I'm talking the chips, the candies, the cookies, all that shit that comes in a bag, all that shit that you wouldn't find growing in nature. Just get rid of it. Get rid of it. And you want to know why? Is because specifically the ingredients like seed oils, the stuff like added sugars, refined carbs, you know what they're doing for your body? Nothing. They're actually doing nothing. They have no nutritional value. You know what they do actually that makes them so addictive and makes people want to eat them all the time is that they mimic the flavors of food that actually is good for you. Foods that are super salty, foods that are high in fat, foods that have a bunch of sugar. If we found that in nature, that would be stuff like fruit. That would be stuff like fatty meat. That would be like, I don't actually know what foods would be super salty, but my point is that these foods that you're eating are literally just mimicking real nutrition. And that's what makes them so addictive. That's what makes people want to eat them all the time. And all that happens when you eat them all the time is since you're eating fake food, you're essentially getting fake news for your body, fake information, meaning that it inflames you, it makes you fat, it makes you bloated, not only physically, but also mentally. It's just no bueno. So literally just cut out the seed oil, cut out the refined carbs, cut out the added sugar, cut out all the toxicity, all the shit that you find in stores, all the shit that you find in a bag. Just don't get it. Just don't get it. And real quickly, something I also want to touch on is alcohol. Because I know y'all want to be drinking alcohol all the time. Y'all want to go out with your friends or whatnot and drink alcohol and have a good time and whatnot. And look, I'm not here to be like, you should never drink alcohol again. My only caveat with that is understand, alcohol is a toxin. Alcohol is a poison. You know that when you drink alcohol, it makes you fatter, ruins stuff in your body. It can even fuck up your skin. It's genuinely just not good for you. It's a poison. So I'm not recommending that you never drink alcohol again, but rather take a different approach with it. Start only drinking alcohol in celebration. So here in America, we have stuff like the 4th of July, Independence Day. If you made any accomplishments in business or in your job, if you just have an accomplishment, something to celebrate, then drink alcohol. Then it's okay. But to go out and drink every week, every weekend, multiple times out the week, you're setting yourself up for disaster in the long run. So follow the Aesletic method of just drinking a celebration. Like by the time this video is uploaded, I'll be at 5,000 subscribers. So if I wanted to go out and like drink some alcohol or something, it would make sense because I'd be celebrating something. Now I'm not gonna do that because why would I ruin no momentum? Quick little tidbit of wisdom is once you build up momentum and start building that snowball, don't ruin it by doing some dumb shit. But anyways, I say all that to say just cut out the toxic food and limit the drinking to only in celebration. And same with any other type of drug that y'all be doing. I know y'all be getting crazy out there these days. But we can't just eliminate the toxic food and then leave a gaping hole in our life. We gotta fill it with something, you know what I'm saying? So we gotta fill it with real food, aka real information, aka that real news. So what exactly is real food? It's stuff that you're gonna find in nature. It's single ingredient foods. It's stuff that's not processed. It's literally just food you find in nature. So that's gonna be stuff like meat. That's gonna be stuff like eggs, bison, beef, fish, chicken, turkey. It's gonna be stuff like fruit as well, apples, bananas, blueberries. It's gonna be veggies like root vegetables like yams. It's gonna be stuff like spinach. Just literally think of any real single ingredient food. You can even throw rice in there. Eat that food. Simple as that. If it has more than one ingredient, you're cooked. You're cooking yourself. Simple as that. Don't forget, make sure you're cooking your foods with good oils too, like coconut oil, butter, olive oil, all that good stuff. And you're gonna be Gucci. Simple as that. When you start taking in real information, when you start taking in real food, you get real results. When you're taking in fake news, fake information, you're gonna get fake results and you're gonna get fat as fuck and die at an earlier age. I'm just being honest. Okay? Don't shoot the messenger. And real quickly, if y'all want everything I'm telling you wrapped up in a nice, neat little package, go click the top link in the description below to get my Aesletic body program, which is currently on pre-sale. And by the way, I'm gonna double and eventually quadruple the price. And pretty much inside of it is gonna have everything that I know about training, nutrition, recovery, lifestyle, mindset, even bonus stuff on like how to go D1, how to do a backflip, how to do the splits, workout programs for females. And it's even gonna have my personal workout program, which is gonna be updated about every 2 months whenever I switch my program. So if y'all wanna get right and y'all wanna do it for the cheap before I freaking boost this price, Go check it out. Anyways, moving on to the third category, which is recovery. And recovery is super important when it comes to your transformation, because like I said before, training is like the stimulus for growth. Then we have nutrition, which gives your body the ability to regrow. But then recovery, that's when you actually lock in the gains. That's when you actually, you really smelt everything. You put the finishing touches on your masterpiece. So you got to make sure that you're getting your recovery, and simple as that. And what's the number one way to recover? We all already know it's going to be sleep. Now look, I'm not trying to go too into detail on sleep, because look, there's so much information on sleep on the internet. But to put it simply, just understand, sleep is when you recharge and regrow. So it's going to boost your body back up. It's when HGH gets released as well. So that's literally when you grow. Like sleep has been called a mini steroid and whatnot. But on top of that, you get your mind back. Like I'll give y'all a story. Like recently, your boy has not been sleeping good. Your boy's been sleeping like 5, 6 hours a night for the last like week or so. And it caught up to me yesterday. I did this all-nighter, and then all of a sudden I went to bed last night, slept for like 10 hours today. But literally, I feel reborn. That's how to say. I literally feel like a new person. It's like before that, I couldn't think. I thought my life was crumbling before my very eyes. But you get some sleep and you're gonna be Gucci. So just make sure you get your sleep. Especially if you're training, you wanna get about 8 to 9 hours of sleep a night. I say like somewhere around like 8.5 is ideal. And the reason why, a lot of people say, but oh, I got shit I gotta do, is like, you gotta understand, bro. It's like the quality of the hours you have when you've only been getting like 6, 7 hours of sleep compared to the quality of hours you have when you're getting 8 to 9 hours of sleep is worth the extra time that you spend sleeping. Because when you're on the like 6 hours of sleep, you're only working at half your capacity. So even if you have 20 hours in a day, you're only getting half the capacity, half the possible juice out of that. Compared to if you get 8 to 9 hours of sleep, now you're working at full capacity. You can squeeze the full hour, meaning that instead of needing 20 hours to get the same amount of work, you only need 10 hours to get the same amount of output. Now when it comes to sleeping, there's really not too much biohacking you got to do. I know a lot of people be talking about red light and whatnot. The only valid biohacking thing I would say is to actually get morning sunlight, because just being in the sun, it does set your circadian rhythm right. Everything else is kind of like, you don't have to do that. Like you can wear blue light blocking glasses at night, but me personally, I'll stare at my phone and still fall asleep for like 8 hours. So it's like, take it or leave it. But some other tips too is just like, if you actually want to fall asleep and get good sleep, start fucking working harder. Like you got to be tired at the end of the day. If you're not falling asleep, if you're having insomnia, that just means like your body's telling you like, look, we could have gone harder and we didn't. So it's keeping you up, because it's like, look, we need to get rid of this energy somehow. We don't need to recharge because there's nothing to recharge from. So you need to make sure you're going hard in the day, go hard in the gym, go hard in your work, go hard with talking to people, go hard with whatever you do. So that way you're actually tired at the end of the day. And then last little tidbit too is just have a little nighttime routine. Get some reading in, get some writing in, meditate, clap some cheeks before bed. You do all that. You just have a solid routine that you can do every single night. Then as soon as you start doing your routine, your body's gonna be like, oh, it's time to get ready for bed. Bada bing, bada boom. Another way that you can recover is gonna be hitting the sauna. The reason we do this is because it releases HGH and heat shock proteins, which again, help you regrow. And especially the heat shock proteins, they're specifically meant to help you recover faster. So you can literally just do this like 2 days a week or 3 days a week. I personally do this on my rest days. And what I do is I'll go into the sauna for about 15 to 30 minutes, take a 5-minute break, then go in for another 15 to 30 minutes. And like I said, you do this on your rest days, you do this after you lift or something, it's gonna get you right, it's gonna speed up your recovery, and it's also gonna detoxify your body as well. I don't know if y'all can tell, I literally just stepped out the sauna. Your boy is glowing right now. And then last little tidbit of recovery when it comes to transforming your physique is like, look, I don't want y'all to be stiff boards. I don't want y'all to be walking around like this, even where y'all can barely move. You can't even scratch your back or anything. I can do it though. Y'all peep that? I can do it. But some people can't do that when they transform because they don't focus on the mobility, the flexibility aspect of their body. So all I'm gonna tell you to do is just start hitting a deep squat for about 5 minutes a day. This opens up your hips, this helps strengthen your knees, your ankles, even your core, and it just gets you nice, loose, and flexible and mobile through pretty much your entire lower body and even a little bit of your upper body. It helps with your spine a lot. So literally start holding a deep squat for like 5 to 10 minutes, and trust me, it's like one of those little habits, but it makes a huge difference. Like another tip too is like if y'all got like a shorty or something, you can practice the deep squat with the shorty. You know what I'm saying? Like it opens up a whole different world of possibilities. You're welcome. So the fourth category we're going to go over is just a little bonuses, just a little lifestyle hacks that you can do to transform your physique over these next 3 months. And the first one is going to be walking. And the reason for walking is simple. You burn fat. When you walk, you burn fat. You're not burning like a huge amount of fat, but add this up over time. Start doing 10K steps a day, 12K, 15K, even 20K. Some people be going crazy. Me personally, I just recommend doing 10K steps a day. It's going to get you right. It's going to burn some fat, and it's going to improve circulation. So it can help with recovery. It can also help your mind get better ideas. Like if I'm ever struggling with an idea to come up with a YouTube video, or I just need to like think clearly about something, just go on a walk and it's gonna get you right. And the good thing with walking is like you can just incorporate it into your day. Obviously, if you in school, walk to class, walk to the store or something. You can also just throw an audiobook and walk. You can go on dates with shorties and walk with them. It's like, just start walking more and it's gonna get you right. Another thing too is gonna be spending time in the sun. And the reason for this is simple. Sunlight gives you vitamin D, which is a hormone, meaning the more time you spend in the sun, the healthier you're gonna be, the happier you're gonna be, and the sexier you're gonna be from that tan. On top of that too, there's studies being found right now that literally going in the sun will shrink fat cells. That's right, going in the sun shrinks fat cells. So if you want to transform your entire physique, fucking go out in the sun, spend more time in the sun. You can walk in the sun, you can read in the sun, you can train in the sun. And for anyone that's scared that they're gonna get burnt in the sun, look, the reason why I told y'all earlier to eliminate all the toxic stuff like seed oils, refined carbs, and added sugar is because those foods actually cause you to get sunburned. When you cut those foods out, and specifically the seed oils, when you cut out seed oils and replace that with stuff like coconut oil, olive oil, butter, you're not gonna burn in the sun. If you don't believe me, try it for yourself. You could be the whitest person out there, I don't care. Once you cut out seed oils and once you replace that with stuff like coconut oil and butter, you will not burn in the sun as much. People were able to go in the sun like 40 years ago before seed oils started getting used. There's a reason for that. And then the last little bonus you can do in order to transform over these next 3 months is obviously to socialize. Because when you socialize, for one, it gets your mind off of transforming. Because a big issue people run into is like they're always thinking about transforming. They're thinking about like, oh, what training I got to do. They're thinking about the food they're going to eat. And then eventually you get so obsessed with it that you end up just eating too much, or you end up just flaking out on your training because you get burnt out. You want to spend as little conscious effort as possible on your training, on the transformation, and you kind of just want that to be an unconscious part of your routine, something that's just a part of you, something that's a part of your identity. So when you socialize, you get your mind off this stuff, and on top of that, you just get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. After all, we're not just transforming just so we can look good in the mirror. That's lame as fuck. No, we're transforming so that we can have a higher quality of life, feel more confident, literally just feel better because you're healthier and whatnot, you have more energy. So when you get around people and they see that you're transforming, they see you're changing yourself, they see you're respecting yourself, they're also going to start changing themselves. They're going to start respecting you. They're going to start giving you more attention, more praise and whatnot. They're going to start receiving you better because they see that you respect yourself and care for yourself. So literally just go outside, enjoy your gains, go to city centers and talk to people. Literally just go do stuff you like, whether that be sports, whether that be skills, whether that be like a pottery class, or that be learning like jujitsu or dancing or something. Go outside, do stuff you like, and socialize, and it's just gonna make your entire transformation way easier. Now the fifth thing we're gonna go over is gonna be mindset, and specifically just having a long-term approach, because like I said, I don't want y'all to transform over these next 3 months, enjoy your summer, drink a whole bunch, and then get fat as fuck and have to do the same thing again next year. No, I want you to transform and be able to maintain this, be able to sustain this, even make it even better over time. So you gotta have that long-term approach. You gotta understand that every single day is getting you closer and closer towards your goal, that every single day you need to be constantly improving, just showing up and doing the work. And it's not that much. It's 2 days of sprinting, it's 2 to 3 days of lifting, and then you can add on sports on top. It's really not that much in the grand scheme of things compared to what you're gaining. So I said this to say, don't try to burn yourself out. Don't try to do too much. Don't try to go to the gym every day. Don't try to sprint every day and go super hard, because you're just going to end up burning out. We're in this for the long run. Do something steady, do something sustainable, and just be consistent and improve from session to session. Make sure that each session you're getting faster. Make sure each session you're getting stronger. And trust me when I say over the long run, even more than just these 3 months, you're gonna get super right and you're gonna keep on transforming and evolving. And then the last thing I want to touch on is also just be present. Understand, this is a journey. This is a transformation. You're not just gonna wake up tomorrow and immediately be right. It's gonna take some time to get the ball rolling. It's gonna take some time to build momentum. So just stay present and enjoy the journey, because you gotta understand, think of it like this. If you really believe that you're gonna eventually get to the point you wanna be at, if you really believe you're gonna eventually achieve your dream physique, why would you rush the process? Why would you be mad that you're not where you want to be today if you know you're going to get there? Just take it easy, take your time. Now, obviously, still keep doing the work, but just understand that you're going to get there. Enjoy the journey. And on top of that, too, make sure you're looking out for your future self, because at the end of the day, you today is not going to be the one that enjoys the rewards that you reap. It's future you who's going to be enjoying the body. It's future you who's going to be enjoying the respect. It's future you who's going to be enjoying the confidence. So make sure you make the choices today to make future you proud. Simple as that. And the way that you do that is through doing stuff like meditation, getting off your phone, just doing one thing at a time. And it doesn't have to be that complicated. Literally just stay present, stay in the moment. and everything gonna fall into place. Your training gonna be on point, your nutrition gonna be on point, your recovery gonna be on point, your lifestyle gonna be on point once you get your mindset right, and once you realize that the only place you can be is right here in this moment. So if you watched this entire video, I appreciate you and I hope it helped you. Don't forget to check out the last video I made about how to outsmart the game of fitness. And with all that being said, I'm out. Dooski.